Okay, let's see if anybody joins me real quick. Sorry, I'm just going to finish getting everything together real quick while I wait and see if anybody joins me. Um, Give it a few more minutes. Because I know there will be people watching this on playback, and I don't want to bore y'all with 10, 15 minutes of just absolute nothingness. Let's see. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish getting everything together real quick. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Anybody joins, then you're welcome to like scroll back and start from the beginning, and then you're able to catch up that way. Um, but I'm kind of on a limited time frame here, and I wanted to go ahead and get this done. My daughter is down for a nap, and my boyfriend is out for the rest of the day. He is going to a haunted house with his friend later on. I think they said they had like a 3 hour drive. Um, his friend reviews haunted houses, so it's one of the ones that they were going to tonight. Well, it's one of the ones that his friend was going to be reviewing. He wanted to go with him tonight, so um, I still have some daylight left, so I wanted to get this done while I had the opportunity. And the reason I'm doing this live is because this is going to be a long video, and frankly, I just don't have the space for it on my phone to record the video and then try to do any kind of editing. So, what anybody watching this on playback, this is going to be au naturel. Um, Sorry. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna start with what I've got going on right now. I haven't done a um, floss tube update for a while, so um, some of these things that you're about to see are probably going to be new since my last floss tube update. So the first thing I'm actually going to show you is actually a new start that I just started probably about a week ago, and that is Long Dog Samplers Dragon Hall. And I am doing this in the suggested DMC, and this is my start on it so far. I've come out on this outer border right here, and then I've been working my way down the inner border that runs along like 3 sides. So I don't know how far along I'm going to get on this before I decide to put it away. And this is on a Fabrics by Stephanie colonial parchment. I'm going to try to remember that. So just some black. This is a dark gray along the outer border, but this is all black right here. I would like to get some of the inner colors done before I put this away. So we will see how far I get along on that. So I'm going to put that back over here since it is a current WIP. I've also been working on a Probably Haunted by Jordan Nicole, or Jordan Nickel, Little Stitch Girl. And here's the pattern. And I did pick this up at StitchCon this year. I'm going to try not to linger too much on any one project because there's a lot of them. There's something like 70 something, almost 80 WIPs, so yeah. We have a lot to get through. Let me, just for y'all, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this one side out real quick so that I can hold it all open. So this is how far that one is. I am working on the house. I still got the house. Still got a big moon to do and a big ghost, and there's like a black fence kind of around the house. So still got a little bit left to do on that. And this is on a 32 count Under the Sea Fabrics in Hera. Yeah, Hera, Hera. So, oops. So yeah, got that going on. I'm going to just kind of put this back real quick. Oops. This WIP parade is going to serve as kind of a WIP-Down as well. I do this every year. There's a reason why I didn't do one back in like June and July when everybody was doing their mid-year WIP parades, because I have way too many WIPs to be doing this twice in 1 year. So that was that one. Another project that I have worked on since my last Floss Tube update is the Smith Sampler by the Scarlet House. Where's it at? Yeah. Smith Sampler by the Scarlet House. I've had this going for a couple of years now, a few years. Beautiful sampler. I love working on it, actually. I just, because of all the other WIPs, I just don't have a lot of time to get around to it. And here is where it's at now. Go. And this is on a 40 count Bramble by Picture This Plus. That's where it's at right now. Since I've picked it up this last time, I have done more of that. I've done this part of that green border there, and then from about, see where that TP is with all the colors in it, for about halfway to that tree to where it's at now. So I've just done green basically. So, but it's not green. I can't want to say crescent colors. It's not crescent colors. It is Gloriana. Sorry, it's Gloriana Technigold, which is technically green. So yeah. If I can remember fabrics, I will let y'all know. Otherwise, if you have any questions about the fabric, feel free to let me know in the comments and I can get back to you on it. I also worked, since my last Floss Tube, I also worked on One Nation by Bygone Stitches. A lot of people were working on this in July. I actually worked on it from July through probably the first half of September, because I wanted to be able to work on it in September for September 11th. And I did meet my goal that I wanted to do, which was to finish the blue in the Stars and Stripes area. And I did that, and I had started barely on the white in the first star, just because I felt like it. So that's a little bit better. This is on a 40 count raw. 40 count. Yeah, 40 count raw. By, I always forget if it's Weichelt or Zweigart. I want to say Weichelt. Don't hold me to it though. I always forget. So, and I'm doing this in fancy flosses. Don't know. I can't remember if it's the called for ones or not. I think it is. I think it's the called for ones. Sorry. I had that white thread hanging off the back. So that's basically, what did this go to? Oh, that went to that. Whenever I'm working on a project, I tend to leave the skein or the bobbin out, tucked into the corner of the color that I'm working on. I don't know why, it's just something that I do. So, you know how I said this was going to be a whip down? This first project, well, this first thing is going to be something that I've been thinking about getting rid of. I've done one of the designs already, but I don't know if I want to continue with any more of them. I'm in the middle of one now, but I haven't gotten terribly far on it, and that was the Shannon Christine 2021 Christmas Club. This is the one and only Christmas club that I've done by her. And I did, which one did I do? I think I did the Ho 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 one. Yeah, I did do this Ho 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 one. I did that one all the way through. I finished that one, and I think I was working on the penguin one. Do I have a picture of that? Probably not. Well, there it is. I was working on a second one. I was working on this little penguin one right here. I didn't get terribly far in it. I'm not entirely sure if I want to go through with these. So let me show you what I got going. So this was the one that I finished. This was the Ho Ho Ho. And they were all gonna be on the same fabric. I was only gonna do 6 of the 9. I think it was 9. There was a couple there, 1 or 2 that I wasn't gonna do. So I finished that one. And this is the one that I was working on, which was the penguin. Yeah, like I said, didn't get very far on it. I don't know. I'm not big into holiday stitching, especially Christmas. I do have Christmas things already, but I'm not just like gaga over Christmas stitching. So I'm thinking this is going to be one of the projects that I let go. I'll just have the one ornament done and maybe finish it up, FFO it one day. But the rest of this, I think I'm going to let it go. So, because I don't have time. I don't have time for it. Not really. Yeah. I'm gonna let the rest of these go. I'll have the one, and I'm proud of myself for getting that far. But yeah, this is gonna be the first one to go. So this one is gonna get UFO'd. I'm gonna put the ones that I'm UFOing over here on this side. So I have a basket here. Well, no, I'll take that back. I have a couple more here that I didn't get to yet. Sorry. Before I started this video, I had to Sorry if the light's going to be changing. Before I start this video, I had to do a little bit of alphabetizing because I normally keep my projects in alphabetical order. And thanks to WIP-Go, they were just so completely out of order where I had taken them out, put them, just kind of throw them back in there quickly. So everything was just so out of order. And I was doing some alphabetizing, but there's a few here that I didn't get around to. So the next project is going to be, what is this, Crescent Moon Dragon, I think. Yeah, Crescent Moon Dragon. This is a Joan Elliott design. Look, where is my light? Let me guess. It fell down. Nope. There it is. Sorry. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't need to pull this out, but apparently I do. And it's super bright. So I'm trying to like push it back just a little bit. Okay. I apologize if there's going to be glare on my glasses. But this is Crescent Moon Dragon from Joan Elliott. I'm getting this out of a book. It's Fantasy or Enchanting Stitches or something like that. I forget what the name of the book is. I don't remember what the name of the book is at the moment. But I started this back last year, I think. And I've got all the Krennics, all of the DMCs. And I don't remember for the life of me what the name of this fabric is. I think I remember. I know it's the Under the Sea fabrics. Here it is. So Under the Sea fabrics, 28 count Lugana in lapis. 28 count Lugana in lapis. And there's not going to be a huge start on this. I just got some of the dragons, like the edge of the dragon's wing done. So yeah, not a lot of progress on that. I keep wanting to get back to this and do some more on it, but I just haven't had time. Just haven't had a chance. And that's gonna be a theme in this video, is I just haven't had a chance, or I haven't had the time. Oh god, there's like a hair that's getting in. There's a hair that's getting on my nerves. This next one is another one that I'm thinking about UFOing. Not because I don't like it, but just because I just don't have time for it. And that is Lindy Stitch's Birds to the Bows. It's one of those ones that I just never seem to get around to stitching on. So yeah, it's been a while since I've stitched on it. I think I started this for me and my boyfriend's anniversary a couple years ago, and have not picked it up since. This is on 16 count Crystal Helix by Picture This Plus. When I'm up on my game, I can remember to note the fabric, but sometimes I don't. And I think the reason why I haven't worked on this anymore up until now is because I kind of went the wrong way on it. Because I had obviously started with the little motif in the middle right here. But then for whatever reason, after I did that motif, I had put it down for a little bit and then came back to it, but I turned it because it was supposed to be this way, but I accidentally turned it sideways. So it's actually going in the wrong orientation because this pattern is just a little bit wider than it is tall, and this fabric was cut in that way. So if I try to finish it the way it is like this, it's it's gonna hit very close to these edges, and I was gonna have to completely frog out that boat. I actually did frog out some of it, but I just didn't get around to frogging out the rest of it. So I don't know. I'll keep it around. I'll keep it for a little bit longer and see if I can pick it up one day. Um, Maybe in 2024 for Year of Whips. So, okay. So let's get into the basket. These were for the most part going to be WIP Go projects for this year. Some I have worked on, some of them I haven't. The first one is going to be a Dutch sampler. You can find this on the Cooler Designs website. I first found this pattern in the 101 Best Love Cross Stitch Country by Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, something like that. And for the longest time, I was trying to work on it out of that book. And I was also trying to do it on Ada because I didn't look ahead through the pattern and see that some of those alphabets along the top were going to require me to have to split threads on the Ada that I was working it on. So I restarted it. So I bought that. It's charted completely different than it was in the book, which is so much easier. And I've just been plugging away on the border. I mean, it's a pretty substantial border. I've just been plugging away on the border. And this is almost all the way across. I think it's barely, just a tiny bit, a little bit longer. So that's what I've been plugging away on. So yeah, and then the green and the alphabets, a few of the alphabet letters there. And this is on a 32 count. Forgot to look. Antique White, 28 count cashel linen and antique whites by Zweigart. One of those. One of the ones you can get at Hobby Lobby. So yeah, just a 28 count antique white. So I do like working on this. I do like working on it so much better than I did when I was working on it on the Ada. I've been seeing people come and go in this live. So I don't usually get a lot of people that are able to watch me live. This is just the easiest way to do it for me. So the next one I can show you, this was a new start in this year, and this is called Say Coffee by Heartstring Samplery. I've already done the Coffee Quaker one, and just wanted to do another Heartstring Samplery coffee pattern. So this one has a little bit more color. This one's a little bit more colorful than the Coffee Quaker. And this is on, I want to say it's the 40 count. Did I write it down? Yes, I did. 40 count Be Stitch Me and Vanilla Latte is the fabric. And I started like in the top center and kind of worked my way over. So, and I am doing this in the called for fancy flosses. So, just a simple little start, you know. And like I said, this is It's just half the flap, half the fabric, so that's the rest of it. So yeah, I was in Brandy's fabric club for a little while until I decided I didn't need any more fabric. So, so yeah, cute little start on it. I do. This is another one that I hope to be able to work on again in 2024. I love these coffee patterns. I don't know what it is about them. They're just so fun. I hope to be able to continue. Let's do this. Okay, so this next one is one that another one that I've been working on for a while, and that is the Raise the Roof. Oops. Definitely don't want to misplace the buttons. So Raise the Roof. This is the Crabby All Year series. This is a leaflet that I'm working on now, even though I'm almost done. So that one was the July through September one, which will be the next one I go to. And then the, hey Stephanie, you didn't miss too much. So that one's the October to December. And that's my working copy. And then the January through March, which I've already completed. I am waiting until the very end to go back and do the long stitches and the buttons, because there's a lot of both of those things in this pattern. And I generally like to work on a Q-snap. So I want to get all of the stitching done first, and then go back and do the other stuff. So this is being done on a 32 count ale. Yes, 32 count ale by Picture This Plus. And this is where it's at. As you can see, I'm in the middle of the bugs block. Not in the middle, but I'm like probably 90% done with that one, or somewhere 80% done with that one. So with the rest of these, all of the stitching has been done. I don't know if you noticed the difference. The January block is supposed to have had a red car. I changed it to blue, and that is DMC 820. And the funny thing, the reason I will always remember this block is because I changed it to blue because that was the color of my new car that I had just gotten a couple months prior. And the day that I started this block, after I had done all this, the day I started this block, it actually was snowing. So that's something that I'll always remember. I was living in Georgia, and I do remember starting that block, and it was snowing, and I had my little blue Altima that I still have. So yeah, that's where it's at now. Going on 6 years, guys. Can you believe it? I've had my car almost 6 years, and it's almost paid off. Couple more payments, and she will be mine. So that will always be a good reminder for me of like a time frame. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to work on this very often since then. I haven't been able to work on it for a while, and it's another one of the ones that I want to get to next year. Sorry. How do I don't know. I can see y'all's comments popping up real quick, but because I've got this in landscape mode, I'm not able to really like see them. Let me see if I can switch some things around here. I saw you come in, Mary Rose. I didn't get to see what your comment was. I'm sorry. You'd think I would have this ready, but I never have anything ready, y'all. Y'all should know this by now. You can call me the queen of being unprepared. don't know how to pull this up. I am completely clueless. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. Oh, might help if I switch to the correct account. I am sorry, y'all. I was trying to... I don't know. How am I... There we go. Okay, now I can see your comments. Okay. Testing, testing. Yeah, we're still testing, Stephanie. Okay. I got it though. We figured it out. One thing about me is I'm prepared, but I think of myself as somewhat clever. Anyway, carrying on. So next up, we have another project that I was kind of hoping to be able to get to this year, but has not happened. And that is Ship's Manor, Fire and Ice. And I'm doing this with the called for Valdani threads. And I started this on a 32 count fabric, y'all. Not thinking about the three threads of the Valdani. I don't remember what it's called. I did not write it down. Oh, didn't have to write it down. This is a 32 count platinum from Weeks Dye Works. So here is where it's at now. Just a somewhat of a start. Just somewhat of a start. So, like I said, this was one that I really wanted to be able to get back to this year, but it just has not happened. I did have it on WIP-Go. Again. just trying to find time to get to what I can. This is one of the ones that needs a new zipper pull. So next up, this is one that I've been debating about on whether or not I want to keep or not. And this is a Dimensions kit. It's called In the Moment. I've been working on this for years, guys, and I don't get much chance very often to work on this. I was this close to taking it to StitchCon this year, but at the last minute I decided to not take it. And it probably wouldn't have gotten worked on anyway, so. But this is being done on the kit fabric with the kit floss. Let me move this out of the way. And that's where it's at now. Completed the In the Moment. And then I was working on the box where it says Live Life. Yeah, life. So, and there's a lot of like half stitches in the background that gives it that kind of wooden board look to it, like a wooden sign. Those things are not my favorite thing to do. I don't know why. They're just not. They're easy, but it's just a lot of like skipping around, and I guess that's what I'm not a fan of. So, and I think this is a 14 count Aida, if I'm not mistaken. It would have to be a 14 count Aida. I'm not even going to continue guessing. That's just what it is. It's a 14 count Aida. So next up is another project that I actually restarted at some point. And this was from a shop on Etsy called Crafter Dark. I don't know if she's still around or not. It's been a while since I tried to look this up. But this is called Big Ass Sampler. And if you're just looking at it like this, it looks like a really pretty sampler. You know, your standard fare for a sampler. But peep the quote. Just peep the quote. That's what drew me in. That's why I told myself I have to stitch this. So, I had originally started it on a 14 count Aida that I had dyed myself. It wasn't even cotton Aida. It was like polyester Aida, I think. But I just didn't like it once I started it. So I restarted it, I think last year, on just a plain like white or off-white 18 count Aida. So haven't gotten super far in it. Just a piece of the border. So lots more to go. So the good thing about this one is it is all whole stitches. So next, what is this? Sometimes I forget what this is. Oh, I think this is Pandemic. Yeah, Pandemic. So I'm gonna, I don't have anything to show you. Yeah, Big Ass Sampler is a big one. I don't have a picture to show you what Pandemic looks like. But you can Google it. It's by Long Dog Samplers. And I am stitching this with a Silks For You. Is it Silks For You? It's either Silks For You or Mosil. It's a dark that. They don't usually have names anyway, so this is how far I've gotten on that. So, believe it or not, y'all, I did actually do a little bit of stitching on this year. Not a lot, but a little bit. I gave it a few days. So, not a lot there. And this was on it's a Picture This Plus 40 count truffle. My mind is saying truffle, so that's what we're going with. 40 count Picture This Plus truffle, which is like a pale purple. And purple is my color, y'all. Yeah, this does not work. Next is another project that I have been trying to work on. I did actually restart this one as well at some point. Was originally starting it on a 40 count ale by Picture This Plus. Oh, okay. You started your Pandemic sampler 3 times, Stephanie? I'm working more on Death by Cross Stitch than I am Pandemic. I don't know. I'm gonna give it another year, but Pandemic might be another one that I end up letting go, maybe next year. But we'll see. I'm still kind of into it, but at the same time, I have better fish to fry, y'all. But we're gonna keep it around for right now. So the next up we have this is another Etsy pattern that I'm not sure if they're still around or not. This is from an Etsy shop called Up to X Stitch. Up, number 2, letter X, Stitch. And this is called the Silhouette of 4 Elements Avatar. And like I said, originally I started this on a 40 count ale linen, but I did not like it. So I just went with the called for 18 count black Aida. And I'm liking it so much better. And one of these days, I'm going to get it done. One of these days, I'm actually going to keep going on it. That's my start. Not huge. That's just the very top of the first banner. I think if I can get to a point where I get a full banner done, then it'll be a little bit more motivation to keep going on it. But Black Ada is not my favorite thing to work on. I've got a couple projects on Black Ada. Not that I find it all that difficult. It's just, anybody who stitched on Black Ada knows what I mean when I say conditions have to be right. And what I got going on right now, conditions are rarely right. So next up there's a small one here. And this is one that I started a couple years ago, and I'm trying my best to finish it. I'm going to try to finish it this year, if I can, before the end of October. But I'm going to hold it back here. This is a pattern that you can find free online, but it wasn't technically free when it first came out, I guess. I think when it first came out, it was meant as a exclusive design for a retreat, but it found its way online. And all you have to do is Google search Midnight Meow, which is what it's called. It is a Nora Corbett / Mirabilia pattern. People have customized it how they feel, but this is where mine is. It took me forever and a day and an extra day to get through all that black of that cat, and I still have his wings to worry about. So I actually did work on this some this year, believe it or not, or was that last year? I don't know. It's starting to run together, but that's my Midnight Meow. There's supposed to be beads in here. I'm going to try to do his wings in a toile, like a gray color, but that's where he sits at right now. And this is just being done on an 18 count. The fabric's by LJ Fabric. I want to say it was called Heathered, but don't hold me to it. So. So next up is another project that I wanted to get to this year, but just didn't. This is Mary Jane Fry. This is by the Solitary Stitcher, aka Amanda Rowe. You can find this for free online. You just kind of have to go through the it's the Bonapfeifer podcast, and I'm trying to try my best to remember the name of it. Any other time, it would be right there, but I can't remember the name of it. And it's going to bug me until I think of it. If y'all think of it, let me know, because I can't think of it right now. But this is where I've gotten to it on it so far. It's a cute little sampler. It's not hard. It's going super fast, and this is on a Be Stitch Me fabric. Couldn't tell you what. I just know that it's Be Stitch Me because it's got the orange serging. Did I write it down? Nope, I did not. Hold on. I think this one, I did. I did. This was a Fabric of the Month from June of 2021. This is called Grog. So yeah, so I did start this in 2021. So yeah. I'm swearing, y'all, I just don't remember the name of that podcast. And it's like it's right there. If I yell out some random name later on, you know why. But I'm just doing this in a collection of DMCs that I kitted up myself. So next up is another pattern that I am powering through, and I still to this day don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm hard-headed. But that would be the Stained Glass Ariel. This is from a shop this is another one that I got from a shop on Etsy. I don't know if the shop is even still around yet, around or not, but I know this pattern is no longer available. Probably because of copyright issues. This is a very close representation of a design by an artist called Mandy Manzano. I didn't know that when I purchased and started this. I actually didn't know that until a couple years ago. And I've had this going for like at least 5 or 6 years now. But I don't know. Now that I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm UFOing this, guys. I'm UFOing it. And I know y'all are going to be mad at me. Y'all are going to be sad. But y'all, big blocks of color are not my thing. Um, they're very difficult for me to get through. I love The Little Mermaid. It's one of my favorite Disney movies, The Little Mermaid and Aladdin, because that was my teen years. That was my formative years when it came to Disney. But this one, guys, I never have the motivation to get through it. I just don't. I, I, I never want to pick it up and stitch on it. I think about stitching on it and I'm just like, So, this is getting UFO'd. I probably was stitching on this the when we first met, and that was in what, Centerville? When we were stitching at the library? So, yeah, I probably was stitching on this. It's been a while, hasn't it? And I'm at a point where I'm over it. I'm over it. So, this was on a 16 count Fabrics by LJ Ada. Um, so yeah, she's I can't do her anymore. I have I have so many more things that I'd rather be working on. So she's getting UFO'd, and especially ever since I found out that she was kind of a copyright adjacent to Mandy Manzano's artwork. I've just been kind of feeling a little off about working on her anyway. So, Stained Glass Ariel is going bye-bye. So, next up is a project that will not be going bye-bye. I started this somewhat recently, and I don't know why my brain always thinks recently within like the past year. I could have started it in 2022, and my brain still wants to think of it as like a couple of months ago. But this is the just regular multiplication table by Carriage House Samplings. I feel like I started it this year. Did I start this year? I feel like I did. Like early this year. Maybe Cheryl can correct me if I'm wrong. But the reason I started this, and I think I mentioned it when I first picked out these patterns, is because when I was in middle school, I had such a problem in math, especially in my multiplication tables. And I know I'm still in like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and I'm still having a problem with my multiplication table. So my mom hired a tutor for me. And the tutor was really helpful in giving me little tricks to remember, especially like my 7s, 8s, and 9s, I was always having trouble with. But she was really helpful in helping me figure out how to remember my multiplication tables. So this is where it's a It's just all black right now. And I think this is being done in Fancy Floss. Yes, there's only a handful of colors. And I am doing this all in the Fancy Flosses. So, and if I'm remembering correctly, I think this is a 36 count fabric. I don't remember. I don't remember what the fabric is. It's probably a Fabrics by Stephanie. It looks like it might be. But I don't remember. So, and it's not huge. Not huge. So, it's either 36 or a 40 count. Probably a 40 count. So, but that is that one, and I do like working on it. I'm all in my 40 counts, y'all. I love my 40 counts. So this next one is one I'm really not sure if I'm going to continue with it. And it's just as well because I haven't gotten very far on it anyway. And that is Moths by Heaven and Earth. Artwork by Marta Dolly. And I kind of have started realizing about myself, I'm not a full coverage person. I'm not. There are people out there who love their full coverages. I do not. So I do have some going, and some that I want to keep going. But this probably is not going to be one of them. As a matter of fact, I am going to UFO this and actually use this fabric for another one. But this was just on a easy count, 25 count. And that is my impressive start on it. Just a diagonal. So, yeah. So yeah, this fabric was for a whole project. And yeah, so that's all I got on her. That's probably all she's going to be wrote. So, but I will be making use of this fabric for another project. It's another Haid, but it's another one that I do want to continue with. And y'all, look at all this floss. You see all of that floss in there? I was serious about this. I was gonna do it. I loved the picture, but I just, as of right now, I don't have time. Especially don't have time to work on full coverages. So next up, this is another one I think is gonna go get UFO'd as well. I'm being brutal, guys. This year, I'm not holding back on anything. I got too much else that I want to start, and I'm at my age. I'm starting to get a little bit cognizant of how many WIPs that I have, and I'm really wanting to get that number down. So this is actually a free chart. It's called Color Lace by Blackwork Journey. Yeah, Elizabeth Almond Blackwork Journey. You can find it on their website. And I have not done very much on this in the years since I started it. I either started this in Georgia or I started it not long after I moved back home to South Carolina. And if that tells you anything, I have not. I don't know what to tell you. But this, is it this way? This way. I don't think it really matters, but I think it's this way. And this was just on a 28 count. It's either 28 or 32 count Ada. Not Ada, linen. Looks like a 32 count. So, yeah, like I said, I just haven't gotten done very much on it. And this is another one of them projects that just does not call to me. I find myself not being drawn to working on it. And you shouldn't have to be like that. You shouldn't have to be like that with anything, with any of your projects. So yeah, this was a 32 count MCG textiles linen, which I don't have a problem with MCG linen. Linen, no. Even weave, yes. Oh, I was gonna set that over here. So this next one, I know. I already know, and I've been thinking about it. I already know this one's getting UFO'd. As much as I've done on it, I just can't bring myself to finish it. And I'm going to hold it back here because it's kind of the pattern. This is called Watery Tart. And I think this one was also, what was her name? The same one as that other one. So, And I've been working on this one for a while as well. And Stephanie, if I remember correctly, I think I probably worked on this at some point too, um, at the library. And when you see how much I've got done on it already, you're really gonna be shocked. I can't do anymore, guys. I really can't. I love Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's my favorite, one of my favorites. But it's just, I'm done. I'm mentally done. So yeah. I don't even remember. Actually, I do remember. This is just an Ada that I dyed myself. I want to say it was an 18 count Ada, but just an Ada that I dyed myself. And I don't know how it got off center because I started it in the middle. I have no idea how it got off center. So, go figure. But yeah, I know. There's just, it's not just that there's black. There's also a lot of shading in the mermaid and in this and everything, and I can't do it, guys. There's just too much left for me to do, and I just don't feel like doing any of it. So, and this is another really old design, old WIP that I'm not into anymore. So I am releasing myself from that pressure, and I am letting it go. Is it on? I'm trying to remember who the Etsy shop was, and I don't. So there's another one. So this next one I'm still going to keep around for a little bit longer, even though I haven't really worked on it. I still kind of like it, and I still want to do it the way they show it. And that is the Wreath House. This is all 3 houses by Hands On Design. And I'm working on this one right there. That's true, Carolyn. Off with their heads. And I have the same fabric for all of these. I've got them individually cut already. And this is where that one is at. This one is Under the Sea Fabrics. Don't remember what kind of Lugana, but it's a 32 count Lugana in something or other from Under the Sea Fabrics. So, really pretty. As you can see, I'm loving this house. I'm loving this house. As a matter of fact, I really want to work on this come like right before Christmas time, maybe in December. So, oh, what do you know? 32 count Lugana in lapis. So this is a lapis from Under the Sea Fabrics. So I was right. Why can I never remember that that's a lapis? This next one I've been kind of going back and forth on, but I'm gonna keep it for right now. This is a Dimensions Gold Kit Kitty Litter. Super cute. Only little cats in a basket. And I know you just heard me say a few minutes ago that I figured out about myself that I'm not a full coverage person. Dimensions kits are kind of a different beast altogether, but they're the way I do them. It makes them a little bit more easy to do, like breaking them up by color. And I'm just stitching this with the called for fabric and the kit fabric and the kit threads. So that's where it's at now. Just one of the little kitten, the little orange kitten from the middle, and then starting on the one like over to his right. So, and I think this is actually an 18 count Ada that they include with the kit. Yeah, Abby's waking up from her nap. Unfortunately. Like I said, I'm trying to get this done as quick as I can. I still have so much more to do, guys. So next up, this is the one that I said I was going to use the moths fabric with, and that is the Heaven and Earth mini porcelain by Sheena Pike. And I really wanted to start this because it reminds me of my daughter Abby. She's such a beautiful little girl, and just like really girly, pink, and delicate. And I did start her, so she's technically a WIP right now, but I want to restart her because I don't enjoy working on this fabric with it not being gridded. I thought I was going to, but I don't. So I did start doing the cross country on this, but I think I am going to restart it on that gridded fabric. So that's my little meager start on it. So, and this is just a 25 count even weave in off-white or white or whatever this color is. We may end up having to come back to this. I'm going to try to get through what I can. But as you can see, I knew this was going to take a while, and I thought I had a little bit longer to do this. Slide these back in. It's like there's a hair right here. Here it is. I think I got it now. Okay, so now we're going to move into the totes. I have two big totes, and these normally my WIPs do stay in alphabetical order. That crate was a different thing that was separate. That was supposed to be my WIP Go projects for this year. It's all it's all just mush right now. But I did, the rest of these are in alphabetical order, and I'm going to try to work my way through them as quickly as possible. This first one, however, may not be technically in alphabetical order for where it's supposed to go. I don't have a picture of it, but it is the 2023 Fox and Rabbit free stitch along, and I am still part way into part one. Didn't get very far on it, but this was on a 25 count, I think it's flax Lugana, but it was a, yeah, right, potato by probably Zweigart. So it has that kind of what do you call it, oatmeal-y kind of color. I'm gonna move you back. So yeah, and this is just a DMC, DMC thread. So I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be pretty if I keep rolling along on it. But I'm gonna keep this around. But I do really like the way the design is turning out. So I'm going to go ahead and print off the rest of the parts as they come out, or after they're out already at the end of the year. That way I can continue to work on it whenever I get a chance. And I will let y'all know right now, if you're not following Fox and Rabbit on Facebook, he did mention that next year's free stitch along will be the last free stitch along that he's going to ever do. And I can understand why. There seems to be a lot of drama in the group when these stitch alongs first come out. That's his business. I know Fox and Rabbit has a lot going on right now with their fabrics and their other patterns and stuff. So completely understandable. But the 2023 stitch along, and I think it was the 2020 stitch along, the one that was like the Quaker style with the friends and family. That one I also want to do at some point. Don't worry, Stephanie. I am gonna restart it eventually. I have the parts. I still have the parts to it. I just need to restart it. So First off, we're going to get into the 2020 Pandemic Sampler by Sarcy Girl on Instagram. And this was another one that I restarted. I initially started it like, I was trying to start it like around the border. And when I restarted it, I started it in the middle. With that glorious tree. And my first start on it, I picked out a 40 count linen and dyed it and everything so it looked exactly like the picture. But since I restarted it, I restarted it on a 40 count bedrock from Stitch Me. And I'm loving this so much better. Just stitching it in the DMCs. Love that so much. I love this so much. No idea why I just don't seem to get around to working on it. I think I did work on this year, didn't I? I think I might have. But yeah, I'm loving this so much. And I'm loving it so much more since I started on this fabric. So, 40 count Stitch Me in bedrock. So yeah. And it is a free design that you can still get. I suggest start going to the Instagram page of Sarcy Girl. It's SARCYGURL. Sarcy Girl. Just type that in the Instagram and you'll get there. Like I said, I'm pretty sure she's still offering it for free. So next up, we have another beautiful Scarlet House. And this is a Changed World. I'm trying to hold these up so that you have enough chance to see them. It might help a little bit if I completely unzip it all the way. And this is being done on a piece of, I don't know what. And I didn't write it down, I don't think. I want to say Dirty Road or something like that. This is by Seraphim Fabrics. And this is where it's at. And I think this is might be a 36 count. Don't hold me to it. 36 or 40 count. So, turning out really nice. Turning out really nice. And just doing it in the called for DMCs. I need a new zipper pull for this one. It came off. So the next one is another one that I think I'm going to UFO. Little thing, I don't know if you've noticed it yet about me. I'm not big on cutesy. But I keep convincing myself that I can do cutesy. The next one is a Brooks Books. It was the free Advent Animals. And I've done number 1 already. But I was working on number 2, which is the Peter Polar Bear. And this was being done on a even weave that I don't remember where I got it from. I think it's just a random even weave. I did finish Peter Polar Bear. Who knew? But this is how far I got. This is one of those whips that I always start second guessing myself whenever I pull it out. Screw it. I'm going to keep it around for right now. And I keep telling myself that every year. Because every year I pull it out to show you guys. And I always end up having second thoughts about UFOing it. So we're going to keep it around for now. Because part of me does love cutesy. I do have a spot in my heart somewhere for cutesy. So, so yeah, that's where it's at. And this is just like a really light blue. Evenly, like I said, don't know where it came from. It's something I had in my stash for a while back. Obviously not leaving myself much of a border. So yeah. And this is all in DMC, and the whole thing is free charts that you can find online by Brooks Books. So next up, this is another one I'm still going to keep trying to power through. I just love it so much that I just refuse to give up on it. And that is it's not Mirabilia, it's Lavender and Lace, actually. Lavender and Lace, Angel of Love. She is blinged out to the max. And I refuse to give up on her. I have all the DMCs, I have the beads, the Krennic, all of that. This is actually the second time I restarted her. So this is not an original start. This is on... It's a picture of this plus, I know that much. Maybe somebody can help me out. Oh, duh, right there. It's 28 count cauldron. Cashel linen from Picture This Plus. So 28 count cauldron. I don't know why, it was something about these burnt oranges and the blues, on the blues, that I really liked against the picture as a whole. So I don't know. Like I said, there's a fold right there and I can't get it out, but that's my start on it. You can kind of see some of the bling in there. So I'm trying my best to more like get through the Krennic and the regular cotton stitching before I start putting in too many beads. Again, because I am a Q-snap girl. So next up is another beautiful little being, and this is Aphrodite Mermaid by Mirabilia. And she is being done on a 28 count. This is called Grace's Ocean by X Stitch by Fabric Flare. Duh. Fabric Flare. And this is like a printed, it's like a printed linen. But that's where she's at right now. This is another one of those instances where I just don't seem to be able to get around to her very much. But I'm going to keep plugging away on her. I think she's going to be gorgeous. Think of it like that beautiful Aphrodite style mermaid on the sea bottom. I think it's going to be gorgeous when she gets done. But I just got to get to that point. So yeah. My hope is that if I can get my WIP count down enough that I'll have more time to spend on projects at a time. This next one is one that I kind of started, I think I started it for my 40 turning 40, and that was in 2018. Was it 2018? Yeah, it had to be 2018. Sorry. She's still trying to sleep, but she tends to sometimes not sleep very well. So she tosses and turns and she cries out and she whines, but she's still trying to sleep as of right now. This is one that I started in 2018 at like 40 turning 40. And this was originally from a book. I think it was from one of those cross stitch Christmas books. Apparently it was from Cross Stitch Christmas. Christmas in My Heart. No, it was from one of the cross stitch Christmas books. I didn't realize it. It was a pattern that I got off of Etsy, not Etsy, a site called Listia years and years ago. But it had been ripped out of the book. And this is, they call it Bountiful Garland. I kind of think of it as the name is Joy. But I started this. And I started this on a, it is a 28 count Queen Anne's Jobelin, Queen Anne's Lace Jobelin. It was a reuse from a different design that I was doing before. Didn't get very far on it. I got half of the O done from Joy. So, just a really pretty, like, kind of pale green. So, and then the O is like a dark red. So, but I think this is DMC's. Yeah, it's a few colors of DMC. Not very many, but a few. So, that's where it's at right now. Jobelin is not something that I make a habit of working on very often. I just happened to have this and I thought it would work good on that. So next up, this is another project that I think I did work on it this year. And I did meet my goal on it this year, which was to complete the top half of the border. This was a sunset kit called Calendar of Events. So, and I'm going to do something that I don't do very often, which is do the border completely. And then I'm going to go through and do the dividing lines. And then I'm going to go through and start working on the individual motifs, months. So as of right now, I've only had like the top half of this border here. And this is being done on a Picture This Plus, Even Weave. No, it's not Picture This Plus. No, I think this was an MCG Textiles that I dyed over. No, it's a Picture This Plus. A Picture This Plus Even Weave. So, yeah, I want to say it's a 32 count. 32 count. Probably doubloon or something along those lines. So, not much to see, but a checkerboard border. And what I want to do is I want to hopefully be able to get the other half of the border done next year, so that I can start on the inside of the sampler. So this next one is another one that I think I'm going to UFO, just because I'm not in love with it. It doesn't call to me. I don't have like a full picture of it. I can show you like the two halves of it. It's this one. This one is by During Jones. It was originally in, was it World of Cross Stitch? I don't remember. It was in World of Cross Stitch or Cross Stitch Gold. I want to say World of Cross Stitching, which was the UK magazine. And it's actually in the same issue as another one of my WIPs that I'm going to be doing. And this was where I got to on it. I think it's this way. Yeah. So this was being done on a Picture This Plus, not Picture This Plus. It was a Under the Sea Fabrics. I think it was called Iris. It was really pretty. I think it was going to be gorgeous, but I'm just not in love with it, guys. I can UFO this out and use it for something else. So, but yeah. I'm going to be getting rid of that one as well. And that one was just in DMC, so that can be added back to my stash. I've UFO'd quite a few already. This next one is another one that I don't have a picture for. It is a picture that I kind of edited. It was an existing picture that I found online after Chester Bennington passed away. I edited the name and date of birth and date of death into the picture, like in the corner, and I charted it on a cross stitch software that I no longer have access to, but I have the pattern. I still have the pattern, I just don't have access to the full picture or the software, but I still have like a digital copy of the pattern. So that's where it's at right now. Y'all, we may have to I was really thinking I had more time to do this, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to pick this back up later. I'm hoping to be able to come back later tonight and finish up if I can. But I need to go take care of her, and I will come back and we'll do some more because I still have a lot more left to do, and she's just, yeah. I need to go take care of her, guys, but I will definitely be back later. I'm gonna try to come back later tonight and finish up for you guys. So I'll see y'all again soon. Bye for now.